Hello, my name's Karen Cropper. I'm Project and Liaison Manager for the OLnet project. I've prepared this presentation about Creative Commons licensing for the Learning in an Open World online conference, which I've been helping Martin Weller with organising, and so I thought I would put my money where my mouth was and have a go at some new technology myself. PechaKucha, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, is a way of giving a presentation involving 20 slides, each lasting 20 seconds. It's quite a challenge because how do you fit everything into 20 seconds? It was suggested by my colleague Elpida Macrianis as an interesting way of doing things. I just thought I'd mention OLnet project. We are a research project funded by the William and Flora Hewlett Foundation for 3 years from March 2009 to February 2010, and we're working in partnership with Carnegie Mellon University in the States. And the aim of OLnet is to search out the use and reuse of open education resources. Creative Commons is a simple standardised way to grant copyright permissions for creative work. I don't pretend to be an expert in Creative Commons, but it's something that people are very interested in, so I thought it was a good topic for a talk like this, and I've put the website address there. So all the things I found on the web. Creative Commons, it works in a kind of pick and mix way, that's the way I think of it. There's 4 components. All of the licenses start with the attribution element, and then the other 3, non-commercial, no derivative works and share alike, are variations within the theme. Attribution means that you let others copy, distribute, display and perform your copyrighted work and derivatives of it, but only if you give them credit. Increasingly, people are reusing other people's work, and so Creative Commons is along the same lines as the open software movement. This is a slide by Will Lyon, something I found on Flickr. I thought it was an interesting slide, and I thought it demonstrated this thing of taking someone else's work and putting a caption on it. Non-commercial means you let others copy and distribute and all those things, but only if you're making it available for non-commercial purposes. Non-commercial doesn't necessarily mean not for profit, and if you're going to apply that to your own work, you want to be clear what it actually means, same as if you're using it. This is another slide by Will Lyon. What I've done here is just to sort of make it a bit clear, is put the attribution for the overall picture to him. I've put an attribution of the quote, I've put an attribution of the image, and I've put the Creative Commons license in the top. No derivative works means that you do all those things, copy, distribute, display, etc., but it has to be exactly the work as it was, no derivatives. Now that could even mean with photographs, no cropping, no altering the colour balance, not putting any other words over the top, which is an interesting thing in relation to these slides that I'm showing you. So this is the 3rd one by Will Lyon. I do like his work, obviously. Interesting image. I'm draw your attention to the fact that this is the license that he's used, but actually the original photograph is down here at the bottom, and I think that's quite difficult to see who the original photograph is, and I've put the reference here. Now this is the same thing, original photograph. I've put on myself this heading, Creative Commons has set up a licensing system to be as flexible as possible. Now, is this a derivative work of the previous one, or is it a derivative work of the original photograph, which doesn't have that licensing element to it? Share alike means you allow others to distribute derivative works, but only under a license identical to the license that governs your own. So if you had put non-commercial only, then it would have to also be non-commercial. There's a bit of controversy about whether this restricts use of it, and I haven't got time to go into it, so I've put a reference there. Creative Commons is 3 different styles of license, or layers of license, things, ways of explaining it. They talk about it as being for humans, lawyers and machines. The human version is a simplistic thing that I've been going through. The legal language is also on their website, and then you can put in metadata if you're relating to a website. Here are the logos if you want to download them. I've put the link to download them, and the pictorial and also the letters you've heard me referring to of BY and ND and NC and SA. All licenses, as I mentioned already, require you to attribute the original authors. If you want to use Creative Commons material in something you're doing, teaching materials, open education resources, for example, or presentations such as this, what you've got to remember is to respect the terms of use of the license, attribute the creator, and in particular understand what the variations of the license actually mean. I wanted to put in something about how to properly attribute, but I really know now I'm not going to have time to go through all of these, so what I've done is I've put a link at the bottom where you can find this on the Creative Commons website, and this is just abbreviated points in relation to the points that are on their website. I've done this presentation because I wanted to learn how to do it, so the things that I've learned, I think, out of this is how to use PowerPoint templates on a Mac, how to do this changing the slides at particular times, how to add a soundtrack to the presentation. Hopefully it's going to work, and I haven't uploaded it yet, and I hope that's going to work, and also to refresh my knowledge of Creative Commons licensing. So these are my acknowledgements. Again, there really isn't get time to go through them all in 20 seconds, but at least you have the slide, you can have a look at it. Pause, I suggest. I've put the creators of the pictures. The link at the top is how I found the pictures as well, which is quite a useful website. Thanks to Martin. Oh, thank goodness I've got to the end. So this is my final slide. This is actually one of my own pictures, and I'm just sort of making the point that I'm licensing this presentation CC by NC, which is attribution, not for commercial purposes. If you want to use this photograph, then it's available on Flickr.